It won't be long before snow is no longer a problem here at Epley Airfield, but come springtime, this control tower is going to have a whole new set of problems. Events like tonight are meant to keep young people off drugs, off the streets, and keeping them from drinking, and rather channeling their energy in a positive way, like skee-ball. Along with the increase in DUIs comes the rise of the ignition interlock device. It's installed in your car and comes in all shapes and sizes. Before you start your car, you're required to blow into the device. And if you blow a .02 or higher, your car may not start for as long as 24 hours.
Think positive, right, and joke with people and go to dances.
Powerful wisdom and advice on the way young people should live out the rest of their lives, coming from a man who's seen so much in his lifetime. But do those of us in our teens, 20s, and 30s ever really heed the suggestions of those that are older? Do we plan ahead for what our lives will be like in our golden years? This is a picture of what I look like right now, and this is a computer-generated estimate of my facial appearance at the age of 75. But as is the case for most young people, this guy is the last thing on this guy's mind. And experts say that's exactly the opposite of the way things should be.
And what we ask them to do is to project for themselves what they will be like when they are age 67. And it's shocking to many of our students who are 18, 19, but to project and then over to think about what are they doing that will lead to that projection.
As young people, we tend to take simple tasks like walking the trash to the dumpster for granted. But experts and seniors alike tell us that it's crucial to take care of our health right now so that we're still able to do this in our older years.
Omaha resident Sergio Gomez exemplifies the typical 30-year-old. In good health, he's very able to go about his daily chores with little problem. But just as importantly as getting things done around the house, Sergio, unlike many of us, is beginning to plan decades ahead.
I'm starting just recently with 401k and the retirement plan because I don't know if Social Security is going to be there when I get older.
Just down the road from Sergio live Lawrence and Norma Busboom. Now in their 70s and 80s, they don't have nearly as easy a time doing work around the house.
It isn't as easy to go out or run up and down the steps or go out and do whatever needs to be done.
It's almost a necessity to have the mailbox right outside the front door, and the dishes aren't nearly as easy as they once were. But still in good health and in a nice suburban home, it's easy to see that the couple planned ahead when they were young. So what's the key to successfully getting from Sergio's youth to the Busboom's elder happiness and prosperity?
I think it's mostly developing a habit of setting goals and watching how effectively you achieve them.
And you need to know now what you don't want to be doing in 45 years.
You know, like when I go to Walmart, I'll see someone that's old and 75 and I wonder, are they doing it for fun or are they doing it because they have to? And I don't want to be one of those people that has to.
And preparation is the key to never being in that situation. So be healthy, save and invest, live, love, laugh, and that way you can not only enjoy life now, but for decades and decades to come.
And then put the wolf.
The mayor's office has been busy lately trying to answer one big question.
Mayor's office going up.
How do we stop all this youth violence? In his recent State of the City address, Mayor Suttle claimed that we need more after-school programs and activities in which young people can get involved. But what activities are already taking place? In a search for some answers, we took a trip to the amazing pizza machine for an event called Midnight Mojo. This night full of free food and games is partially funded by LiveWise, a nonprofit organization whose focus is to prevent use of alcohol and other drugs, which can ultimately deter violence. And although UNO makes this big party possible, anyone from around the city is welcome.
Events like tonight are meant to keep young people off drugs, off the streets, and keeping them from drinking, and rather channeling their energy in a positive way, like skee-ball.
But just how effective are programs such as Midnight Mojo at keeping young people out of trouble? Well, meet Scott Braun, an area college student who admits that although he himself keeps his nose pretty clean,
that was a good one.
He knows several people attending Mojo that might otherwise be having a very different kind of night.
A guy that I'm here with tends to binge drink a lot, and he's here instead of there. So there's one case right there.
And Scott isn't the only student that feels this way.
A lot of students think you need to have alcohol to have fun, but I'm looking around and I see all these students here having a great time with not being under the influence.
Critics of programs such as this, however, say that it's mostly the good kids that show up and the troublemakers stay on the streets. To that, community organizers and event planners say it still can't hurt to try.
Mainly we started the program as a late night alternative, and yes, it would be for students to do something besides partying and drinking and things like that.
By increasing the number of after-school and late-night activities, the mayor and other community leaders hope that fewer young people will be causing trouble at the corner of 19th and Jones, but instead making friends at the intersection of pinball and pizza. For the Omaha News, I'm Daniel Wolfe.
You got better than me. You did better than I did.
$4 gas, one of the most dreaded phrases today. And it seems each year at this time, as summer creeps closer and closer, the possibility of facing these prices becomes an unfortunate possibility.
You know the money I'm pumping into my gas tank.
A prospect that many commuters that live in the country but work in Omaha greatly fear.
Maybe I'll find someone in town to stay with.
Nick Hall lives in Valley and has to drive about 35 minutes to get to school 5 days a week. The summer gas prices are a frightening reality.
Gas prices going up, I have to cut back on other activities I would normally do, going to movies or going out more often. So it's just less money in my pocket and less things I want to do for fun.
The Energy Information Agency estimates that a gallon of regular gasoline will nationally average $2.92 this summer. That's up from $2.44 per gallon last summer. Part of this is because gas demand should rise about 0.5%. Most experts agree, unfortunately, that $3 gas will be seen in much of the nation.
Although Omaha gas prices are typically lower than the national average, when gas goes above $3, it's going to put a dent in anyone's wallet.
Well, it's a lot of money.
Lily Ramirez lives in Sarpy County and has to drive to her workplace daily, located at 108th and Old Mill. If gas prices sharply increase soon, she and her family will have to very carefully budget.
It's about $25, $26 a week, so that's a little bit over $100 a month, which, not too happy about that.
So as sure as the temperatures rise and the flowers bloom, gas prices will go up. And we will all have to find our own way to adjust. For the Omaha News, I'm Daniel Wolfe.